So many people ask me, do I cook on my days off? What do? Do you feed yourself? As if that was a question. Of course I feed myself, and I do cook on my days off. So one of my favorite things to cook is bolognese, preferably lamb, because I just love lamb just in general. And this is a dish that I want to show you today. All right, so we start with the olive oil. We're gonna start with the ground lamb. Just use the whisk to kind of mash it in, kind of break it up a little bit. Then we're gonna season with salt and pepper. So I'll cook the lamb for at least 1 minute, cooking it through. We're gonna turn it on high heat. Then I'll add my mirepoix. Next, we're gonna add the onions. If the onion's too big, you can just use half of it. Then we add the mirepoix. So I'll add, you can add 1 carrot or 2 carrots. Sometimes I add 2 carrots and 2 ribs of celery. So just make sure you get like a nice small dice. Usually with all the vegetables, you want a nice small dice so they cook evenly. Oops. So I have some celery cut already. I'm just gonna add that to it. Make sure we season that with salt and pepper. And 1 tablespoon of garlic. Stir this in. If you see any big pieces, you can just kind of break them over with your spoon. And we're gonna cook this for at least 3 to 4 minutes till they get some caramelization in the lamb. And meanwhile, next to me I have my pasta pot going. So once it comes up to a boil, that's when I'll season it with salt, kosher salt, preferably, to really allow the flavors, the seasoning of the water really to come through. Then we're gonna add one or 2 bay leaves. Then we're deglaze with a half a cup of red wine. Kind of really let those flavors come together, let it reduce. There we go. Just gonna open up a can of crushed tomatoes. So we're gonna let this reduce a little bit more before we add the crushed tomatoes. Now that's gone. Juices are done. So we use 128-ounce can of tomatoes. Swivel a little water. And we're gonna add a couple sprigs of thyme. So I love the flavors of thyme, floral, herbaceous. So we're just gonna do a rough chop through this, through the thyme. And you can just add it. So about a tablespoon's worth. And we can just drop this to a nice simmer. And let this go for about 20 minutes. So when the water comes to a boil, that's when we'll season it. Then we're gonna add the pasta. So as you can see, the bolognese should almost be ready to go. So preferably, you should cook your pasta 8 minutes. When you add it back to the sauce, cooks for another 2 minutes. So we're gonna cook this about that time and be ready to eat. Because I'm starving. I don't know about you, but I'm starving. I like to add a little butter. Our pasta is nice and al dente. Al dente means to the tooth. For those that don't know, it's to the tooth. So it has some nice firmness, some nice texture to it, so it's not overcooked. And even when you add it to the pasta, to your bolognese and let it mix for a minute, you're not overcooking the pasta. So just turn this off and just mix this in. Smelling great. I'm just gonna add a little of the bolognese sauce. And grate some fresh Parmesan. I like to use a lot of cheese. I'm just gonna tear some in off. Cool. So this is my lamb bolognese with fresh Parmesan cheese and just torn mint leaves. It's time to eat.